Jon Eisfelder.
Yes.
Dude, appreciate you coming first off to the event.
Yeah.
Mastermind.
Thanks for having
Day
me.
one. I didn't realize it was such a long drive for you. You actually are going to win, I think, the longest drive
Oh, very good. Until next year when you do it in Florida.
when we do in Florida. Yeah. Well, actually,
I'll totally drive. I'm taking the RV.
you're going to drive over with it?
Yeah.
Dude, I drove over when I moved, because I moved to Orlando like 2022 or something.
Oh, no kidding. How'd you like it?
Orlando's great.
Oh.
Yeah. I was actually planning on going to Tampa because of the school, and I found Bruno Maffasini's school with the Lions there in Orlando. I was like, I'll move here. So I literally moved there for jiu-jitsu.
I was going to say.
Literally. My buddy,
I believe it.
yeah, my buddy that James lives in Orlando. I met him through a mastermind.
Oh, okay.
And so we were hanging out when I was coming into town for a mastermind that was in Orlando.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, do you have any good jiu-jitsu schools around here? He's like, I don't even know what that is. And I was like, Googled it, and Bruno's was the first school that popped up.
No way.
And I had seen his stuff before,
Yeah.
so I was like, some of his matches.
Elias is great. Great branding, great schools, great professors. Yeah.
Great competitors. Too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All over.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you coming to the event. To start things off, I do have some notes, so I'll probably be looking at my phone a couple times. To start things off, I'd love to get, because you kind of have a unique story with the gym, because this is like a newer thing for you, but you are not new to business.
Ish, yeah.
So give me like the quick 60 seconds, like how did you get into opening a jiu-jitsu school?
Okay. So 20-year retired military, got out of that, didn't know what to do. I ended up being a cop. I was a deputy sheriff for Ada County for 2 years. My son, like I think I told you earlier, he's always been smaller, getting bullied a little bit. I've always wanted to train, but at this stage of my life, I was like, I'm too old. But my son was always getting bullied. I took him into the school for jiu-jitsu, and I helped in a class, and I was addicted ever since. I'm one of those dudes that if I'm in, I'm all in. Yeah. And so I started training and just fell in love with the sport, fell in love with just how freeing it is for your mind and your body. You can do some cool stuff. I started at like 46 years old, and just being able to feel young again and strong again was awesome. But then the chest's in your head, and realizing that I'm thinking more than I'm working, and it's just a cool dynamic where you can just forget about the world for an hour at a time. And I just became addicted, and I was talking to the owner of the school I was at, and I was like, hey, is this like a thing? And he's like, yeah, I'll help you. I was like, oh, cool. And so
that was Garrett, right?
Yeah, Garrett. Yeah. Awesome dude. Love that guy. And so he helped me open up the school. I'm originally from Spokane. Always wanted to get back up to this area somewhere. And so he's like, well, where do you want to open? You can't open around here. This is my school. And I was like, well, I was thinking about Spokane. He's like, that's 6.5 hours. Like, we'll figure it out. Yeah. And that's all she wrote. Yeah.
Awesome. And that was, you guys opened what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, we're going on almost 4 now.
Okay.
It's been a heck of a journey. We started off and we because I wasn't going to be there to run my own school, and opening a school is a white belt. 3-star white belt. Been training for 9 months. They thought.
I mean, you really jumped in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Well, and so I came in thinking I went to my first class like, man, I'm 20-year military. I'm 2-year Ada County. I'm gonna try not to hurt anybody. They paired me with a 16-year-old girl who smoked me for an hour, just absolutely annihilated me. And she probably weighed $120.
Right.
And she was just choking me. She was arm barring me. She was just doing all this. I was like, oh, I'm so addicted. Just crazy. And so, yeah, just all in.
That's awesome. And so like you said, 9 months in, opened the school. And you still live over near Boise, Meridian area.
Yep.
And so you have a team running.
Yes.
Which, by the way, Charlotte and Marcus are amazing.
Love those guys. Love them. Yeah. They become family now. So
yeah.
I told them their first kid had better be named John.
Well, and it's crazy to see how that's there's a couple of things that are very rare in your story that I just should point out.
Yeah.
One, you were that early on and that bought in. 2, you were able to build a very, I would say, I mean, you've got a great foundation, just a couple of years.
Yeah.
Able to build a gym that you are not physically at hardly at all ever.
Yeah. Yes.
And have a team that's as dedicated as they are.
Yeah.
And that is as good as they are. I mean, they
incredible.
crushed.
Yeah.
If you were to try to and this might be hard because we're always our biggest critics, right? But if you were to try to distinguish what contributed to that success with being so far away, so new, and still being able to build the school what do you think that kind of comes down to?
Man, I think picking the team was obviously number one, because they literally run the school the entire time. I mean, I'm up here for a couple of days a month. During the winter, it's hard to get up here. Mainly when I come up, I'm doing maintenance. So I bring my tools, or, I'm doing stuff, right? So I can't just jump on a plane. I'd have to go buy all the tools I need. So, winters, I'm up here probably every other month, when the roads are good and whatever. I think staff is incredible. And I don't, absolutely blessed, because they're both, you couldn't ask for better. I mean, Marcus is Brazilian jiu-jitsu, straight out of Brazil. Came here. He literally had no idea what he was getting into.
Wow.
He posted something on one of the Facebook pages for school owners saying he was looking to teach and willing to go to Europe or America. And we responded and said, we'd like to have a conversation. And
so he was still in Brazil when you...
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We did a Facebook interview, and he spoke English. So I was like, oh, he's in. Yeah, we'll take him. But he's very bilingual, like extremely, very intelligent, and amazing jiu-jitsu. So yeah, we interviewed him over the phone, Garrett and I did. And, he was more than capable. But he's like, he didn't really ask us any questions. He's just like, okay. He's just, all right. And so we pick him up, and it's funny so we flew him to Boise. And he stayed the weekend in Boise so that we could kind of just meet and get to know each other a little bit. He trained at the school there in Meridian at Garrett's school. And then I drove him up to Spokane. And so I had an apartment rented, and he's like, he I had him over to my house. We had dinner, made a big old steak barbecue, and had him over. He met the family and everything. And we're talking. He's like, no, so where am I going? He's like, what's it like there? Does it snow? I heard about snow. He literally was just taking a chance. And that's what's even more incredible. It's like, man, dude has guts. I don't know that I would have just got on a plane and showed up at some rando's house to go do jiu-jitsu, right?
Especially that big of a change. I mean, it's not Brazil.
No. Yeah. And so, brought him here, got him situated in the apartment. And I actually had another Brazilian instructor that was here too. And so they worked together for a while, and he moved on. And so Marcus just took over. And it has just been an absolute phenomenal fit. And Charlotte showed up training one day.
Yeah. She's trained for, I think she's only like 10 or 12 years, right? Yeah. So she's been doing it for a long time.
I'm going to be honest, I dodge her. On the bats, I hide from her. I see her looking for me. I look the other way.
We were on our monthly call. I think it was a couple months ago. And it was funny because we've always talked about the marketing stuff when we were on. And it was the first time I had asked her, like, when she started training, all this stuff. I had no idea how long and how dedicated she's been to the sport.
She's very good, yeah.
And it's crazy that you found one, Marcus, that comes over from Brazil, to her, and then they end up getting married.
So there's a funny story about that is, for real, one of the best things I ever did, because I was teaching or running this remotely, one of the best things I ever did was, after every class, they take a picture. So they'll do a selfie with all the students, or somebody will take one in every single class. I really attribute that to like kind of creating a community. Like everybody, number one is like, hey, we just finished a hard class. Everybody's sweating, looking awful. They got the gorilla hair going on. They look horrible, right? But they're proud. They're smiling. They just had a great, you could just see like the achievement just oozing. Right?
I've seen those photos. Google Drive full of them.
Oh, yeah. That was probably one of the smartest things I ever did, because it does that. But also, we've started a WhatsApp chat. Actually, from day one, WhatsApp. All the students are on it. And so it's kind of like hey, who wasn't at class?
So all the members are in the chat.
Yeah.
And if they're not there, they're seeing everybody else train.
Yes.
I like that.
And so it creates FOMO, like, oh, dang, what did I miss? And then it's also a little bit of poking. I'm here, you're not, right? So we get some of that. There's a little camaraderie / teasing going on. But what was funny is when Charlotte showed up, she's kind of over here on the picture and Marcus is over here at the front of the line, right?
Okay.
And slowly I started seeing
she's working her way
this. The next thing I know, she's next to him in all the pictures. Then
Wow.
they're a little bit closer. I even told my wife, I think there's something going on there. And she's like, what do you mean? I go, I think they're dating.
So this was, you put it together before they told you?
I hadn't really put it together, but I was like, I think something's happening.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Like they never, but then I'm like, they're a little closer than all the other students.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was definitely a funny.
Was she instructing then too?
She started helping out very quickly.
Okay.
And then she just kind of took over.
Yeah.
She runs the school. I just pay the bills.
Dude, it's so funny that, you see like relationships forming in gyms like, all the time. And it's like, can either be, and most of the time, it tends to be like the biggest nightmare ever. But in your case, it seems like it's worked out really well.
They're like, they're a great couple. It's been fun to be a part of their connection. Like I'm like, I consider myself included in that family because you know what? I brought them together. I'm just saying.
Yeah. What did you say earlier? They better name their kid Jon?
Yep.
Yeah.
The first kid's named Jon.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's so cool.
It's been a fun experience there, and just watching them grow together as well has been cool. Watch them compete together and just they're just an awesome power couple.
Yeah. Well, and so you were talking about earlier how with the competition side of things, you've got people now from other schools after competition coming up to Marcus being like, hey, you mind if we come to an intro?
Yeah.
So you guys compete a lot then.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll pick 3 or 4 big competitions a year, and typically the competitions slow down a little bit. I mean, that you train November just through December, through the holidays. There's not much to pick from unless you're actually really looking. But we have families too. We're not trying to push people to compete in Thanksgiving. We want to eat too. But we'll pick 3 or 4 typically in the spring through fall, and those are our local ones. But then we have a traveling team that goes to like Seattle.
Oh dang.
But the cool thing is you have to try out for that team. You can't just show up and say I want to compete. You have to get professor's blessing to be on that team.
Because there's a pride, sense of pride that comes from making it.
Oh yeah. And so they have to get professor's blessing to be on that team because they're traveling 6 to 8 hours to get to the tournament. And if somebody's not, we're not talking just jiu-jitsu. We're talking if your kid wants to compete in this, your kid needs to be a good kid. They got to be doing well in school. They got to be listening to mom and dad. They got to be doing the things, right? And we've had to ask students to step away. No, you're not coming to this competition. You need to be working on this, that, or the other.
That's cool.
And it's been a very helpful tool. But they'll go to Seattle and compete, and it's real fun. It's just been fun all the way around. But I'm sure we're gonna get to the rebranding at some point, I imagine.
Yeah.
But when we rebranded, one of the other teams has said, it's hard not seeing your whole crew in that surgy color thing you used to be part of. And now we're a different color, right? We're Renzo now. And we come in as a new school with your marketing, the new school promotions, all the cool stuff. And we're winning the team awards at the tournament, and
that shoots some heads.
Yeah. And, we've been open for 3 months, and that's been kind of cool. Getting those big trophies put on the wall is the new school name, Renzo Gracie, and being part of that. It's been awesome. It's been fun. Yeah.
That's so
cool. And
thank
you for that great marketing, by the way. It's still going.
Yeah. And that's a perfect transition. Let's talk about the business. So you guys have seen, there's been multiple factors to it. We'll leave, just out of respect for other organizations, we'll leave names out of things, but you made a big pivot.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it was, we had several conversations about it. It took you some time to make that decision. It wasn't made lightly.
Yeah.
But, it has paid off well.
Yes.
It's worked out very well.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking numbers. I think you said you crossed 180 finally.
Yes.
So we're 182.
182 yesterday. Yeah.
That's huge.
So we were with that other name for 3 years, and it was already difficult. And so I was planning on making a change at the end of my agreement. But but then we had an incident and I just pulled the trigger, and no planning. I mean, we had a little bit of planning. Like I had the wall mats in the back without any name. They were just blank wall mats. So that was easy. We peeled down the old one, put up the new one that day.
Yeah.
But it was big because I mean, you helped me kind of realize a lot of stuff that made the transition a lot easier with just the way the marketing could go. And you rebuilt my website, which is killer, bro. It's awesome. I love it. It looks super professional. Lots of compliments. But it was not a planned thing. Like I had no stock, no school gi, didn't even have a logo. Didn't even have a name. And in 2 weeks, we were doing all the things. And we started January at 133, and as of yesterday, what's the date? The 14th?
11th, I believe. 12th.
Yeah. So March 11th, 182. That we hadn't crossed 150. A couple. I think I told you this. We might have got 152, 153.
That's around, yeah.
And then, oh crap, this guy hasn't paid in 3 months. He's off, and this one stopped showing up, and this one just called. So we really weren't above 150. But to hit a solid 180 is like I'm doing dances. It's nice to not be looking at the count going, oh my goodness, is this a thing? Like legitimately in January, I was like, we're going all in, or else we're shutting down. Or I'll sell it, because you can't keep going. I don't like just getting by. I don't like that feeling of mediocre. I don't like just, oh, that'll do. No, I want the best. I want to not just succeed, but to not have to worry about it because you're doing so well, you know?
You want to thrive.
Yeah. Thrive. That's a great word for it.
Yeah. And so just to make sure I got that right, you would basically increase 50 members?
Yeah. 30. Yeah. Holy crap. When you put a number to it, I'm like, oh, dang.
50 members in
2.5 months.
2.5 months.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
And so that's with cancellations too. So typically what would happen pre-January was we'd sign up 15, lose 13.
Yeah.
So we gained 2. All that work, all that money to gain 2.
We dug into those numbers for last year. I remember when Charlotte was like, yeah, we had 25 signups last year, but we lost this many. We didn't have that this year.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
We are not losing, which is incredible. It's awesome. Not,
knock on wood. Yeah.
Keep knocking, and it's been great. And I don't know. I mean, you're the smart guy. You're the marketing guy. I don't know if you've turned a switch or what you did, or if people are just wanting to train more or what, but people are signing up and they're staying, and it's great.
I would say there's multiple factors there.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that's hard to measure, it's besides marketing stuff, that we did the acknowledgements, and I gave you that acknowledgement for, make an investment, or actually throwing fuel on the fire. There's a switch when you go from playing defense to offense. And when you made that switch in 2 weeks, and you went, I will not tolerate this anymore. I'm going this direction. And you plowed forward.
Mm-hmm.
I think you probably can think of a handful of times in life where you've had those situations where it's like you're at a crossroads and you have to decide. I think that's one of the biggest factors for you guys, because it trickles down from you as the leader. It went from you to your team, and you have a kick-ass team. So what did they do? Well, they doubled down too. I remember Charlotte being super excited when that transition happened. She was more on fire than I've ever seen her.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, we also have the factor of the new school. It's exciting. It's something new. And we pulled some really cool strings with the wait list and some different offers that have done really, really well. So yeah, it's a handful of things, but like I said, it's hard to quantify, I guess, how much of an effect you making that decision as the leader caused. And I think it has a bigger effect than most people realize.
Oh, without a doubt, because if I wouldn't have done that, we would have maintained what we were doing, and we were not growing. We were just getting by, and I wasn't losing money, but I sure wasn't making anything.
Yeah.
nothing.
Do you remember, it was that last month when we were talking, you were like, I might actually get a paycheck.
Yeah. It's ridiculous to even think about. Like, this is the month right now. Like, here in a few days, I should know if I'm getting a paycheck.
That's so cool. And being completely separate from the gym.
Yeah.
They're so, I mean, 3 years in, I know people that are literally 5-6 years into their gym and they work there physically. That is their full-time gig.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're paying themselves, but it's like, they're barely making the gym work, you know?
Well, and I mean, if I take a step back, Marcus and Charlotte are amazing. I love them. But if I was a coach in my own school and I didn't need a Marcus and a Charlotte, I would have been getting a paycheck a lot
The whole time.
Yeah, a lot sooner.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not young. I'm not a spring chicken. I'm trying to have that mailbox money.
And you have lots of irons in the fire. Your main gig.
Yeah, I do. But mailbox money and part of your seminar today was talking about that, like preparing for the future, preparing for what's next, preparing, I don't want just one stream of income coming, and I want like 3 or 4 of those mailbox checks coming in a month. And this needs to be one of them for me. And, as well as for my kids. I mean, I do want to be able to pass something on to my kids and
your son's already in like, fully in depth or on the deep end that jiu-jitsu.
I will say that he's taking a little bit of time off for himself right now. He's been slacking, so I hope he watches this since I'm calling him out. But he picked up his blue belt a couple months ago, and I think he thinks he's done now, but that's not the case. But he's out of the family. So I told you about that incident today.
I was gonna say you can brag on it a little bit. You had to share with us. You got a text or something.
Yeah, dad moment here. I'm really proud of him. He started a new school this year, and it's a really good school. It's not like a bad school or anything, but it's boys being boys, right? Sophomores, and, boys, we want to wrestle, we want to fight, we want to see who's the rooster, right? And his buddy's bigger than him, and it's a smaller school, so they all take lunch at the same time. They all go outside and cook a joke after lunch or whatever. And I guess they're out in the field or the yard today, and his buddy was like, let's wrestle in front of everybody. He's like, all right, bring it. And long story short is he flipped him, rolled him, put him in a bow and arrow choke and made him tap. And everybody started screaming on his name like he's the UFC champ. And so he's texting me that while we're in the seminar. And I was just like trying to be like, I texted him, like, I'll call you tonight.
Yeah, dude, that's so awesome.
So, I mean, out of everybody in the family, he's used it twice because he had a similar incident at his old school and kind of the same thing. Bully came at him and he rolled him and choked him. And yeah, and so why I got him into jiu-jitsu was that right there. And the first time it happened at that school, nobody messed with him again after that.
And what's your son's name?
Nate.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of because of Nate you got the gym anyway.
Right? Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's how I started was I didn't want him to have to use his personality to keep getting out of those awkward situations because he's always been smaller. He's not anymore. He's finally starting to mature. He's taller than me now, but he's always typically been smallest in his class, even out of the girls. And so you get poked at a lot. And so I took him in there, and yeah, I got hooked in. That's how we get them. You get the kid, you get the dad.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys can relate to that, especially when you're a smaller dude in high school.
Yeah,
high school age. I was homeschooled, but I had 4 brothers, so.
Oh, you really needed it done.
Yeah. And I was the second. I'm the third oldest, but I had an older brother. So you always have to figure out how to beat him somehow.
Well, and I mean, not just that situation, but I mean, you see, and I'm not saying just jiu-jitsu because there's a lot of sports that do this, but I didn't realize, like I said, 20-year military retired, Ada County deputy, thought I could fight. Realized really quickly a 16-year-old girl could take me out. Now I walk into a room where I'm like, I could take that dude, I could take that dude, I could take that dude, and maybe that girl. But it's a self-confidence that I never had. Ever. Like men, we're men, right? We put up that false bravado that like you see a dude walk in, you give him the head shake.
You're always measuring yourself up. Yeah. You walk into a room, you got to figure out.
But on the inside, so you're like, oh, crap, I hope he doesn't look back. Now I'm like, oh, please look back. No, I'm kidding. But for kids, it's just watching that confidence built in kids. And you'll see like the quiet kids come in and the shy, they don't want to train. And then they'll do something and they'll go sit back in the corner. And then they'll do a little more. And you'll see them grow in just a matter of months. And the next thing you know, they're in the front. They're showing the new kid how to do stuff. And just the confidence and skills that it brings. And it's been, it's always fun to watch that. And even, I hope I say this correct because I don't want to offend everybody, but kids that have diagnosis, ADD, ADHD, the things, so good for them.
Oh yeah.
So good for them. We have a number of kids who fall on the spectrum, and parents are always worried. Oh, they're on the spectrum. Like, cool, that's good. Bring them in.
Yeah.
And some of our best students, it's incredible how much it helps and watching the parents smile when their kids doing good. It's that's great. It makes me feel good.
Right. Is that transformation you can see with those kids? Yeah. And it's when there's an environment where that's okay.
Oh,
and they're welcomed. That's cool. That's cool.
Well, and good staff, like you said, good staff. And my volunteer coaches, you go look at our Google reviews right now. I think we're at like 99 5-star reviews. You don't get that unless you can get 5 or 6 good reviews, but you don't get 99 5-star reviews, no negative reviews. Again, knock on wood, yeah. Without good staff. And man, I love the sport.
Yeah. So are you competing yourself?
I'm too old for that. Everyone wants me to compete. I'm like, you know what? I'm like Danaher, daughter, whatever his name is. I don't compete. I live vicariously. Yeah. I just, if I get hurt, who's going to feed the family,
Right.
So all those irons I have in the fire, who's going to do those?
Yeah, totally. So what is the goal? You've got one very strong, one school that's growing very strongly in Spokane.
Yeah.
You live 6.5 hours away, 7 hours away. You had mentioned, I think it was that same conversation like a month ago. It's like the possibility of opening other schools. Are you still considering that? What do you?
So I really, Nate's 15. My daughter's graduated and she started her big girl job.
Okay.
So she's working full time. And so I don't want to say we're empty nesters, but we're kind of getting close to that. And, we've got this fifth wheel and we've been, I'll bring the fifth wheel up here when I come up here, and I'm loving the heck out of that. My wife will come up with me sometimes. We'll just spend the weekend away and I'll train at the school or do my maintenance or whatever. Then we'll go out and get dinner and have fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what if we had one in Idaho somewhere, or maybe Montana or whatever. And then, we'll go stay 2 weeks at this one and 2 weeks at that one and just kind of do that every other month or something. I mean, I love the idea. I will tell you, so things that I would do differently. I would do the pre-marketing gangbusters. I would throw thousands at that.
Yeah, we're doing that the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, because is it okay to go in that direction right now?
Just do it. Yeah.
So, not that I went on the cheap, but a white belt, learning jiu-jitsu and opening a school. I didn't know what you did.
Yep.
And so, just kind of guessing and kind of trying to figure things out. I didn't even know how to do a commercial leaps. So, I mean, trying to figure that out and work through all the things. And like my partner, he had a school and stuff. I told him, I was like, look, I want to learn this. I don't want you to do it for me. I'll call you when I need help. And so I'm learning this stuff. Right. And, I thought I was doing right with the marketing, and obviously I think we had 50, 60 when we opened, and it wasn't nearly enough. I don't even think we had that actually. I think we were at like 30.
Yeah.
Cause we had 12 show up the first class. I'm like, that's it. This is not good. I remember thinking that like, oh crap, I'm bankrupted right now. I can see it on the wall. So I think that I would go just full tilt, a ton of money, get those pre-signups.
Yeah.
But I would continue that. So I thought I was doing a lot for marketing a month. And I mean, we're getting leads, and we're getting.
Is this the time where we're spending like 50, 60 a day?
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to throw numbers out there, but yeah.
If you're comfortable.
Yeah. I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing about 50 or 60 a day, depending on what type of frame. Cause I was like, oh, I'll up at $10 a day and see what happens. And that's nothing. I didn't know it was nothing. Right.
Yeah. In 2016, that might've been.
Yeah. Right.
20,
I wish I had the school one, but, Well, maybe not with COVID, but so I was doing like 50, 60 a day, and we're getting stuff done. And I'd have pretty good Januaries and pretty good Octobers, or May. Those are bigger months, but most of them would leave pretty quickly.
Really high churn.
Yeah. So last January, I think we signed up. Charlotte would know this right off the top of her head. She's so smart. 22 or 25, I think it was. I think we have one left.
I think it was, excuse me, I think it was 25.
Was it?
Yeah, when she was sharing that the other day.
Yeah, that's right. She was talking about our wishes, but I think we only have one left. And I'm like, that's not good. That's not good. All that money I spent for that marketing, and we have one left. And so what did we do? We just doubled that? I think we doubled it, didn't we?
Yeah, so I think we went from like 60 or 70 a day to like 120.
Yeah. And that was a huge nut to swallow. That was a huge, like,
the scary thing. That's a daily ad spend.
Yeah.
You know, so you're spending
3,000 plus a month.
Yeah. You're spending close to 4-ish. And
well, I was like, I'm done with this. We're either going to make it or we're not. And
that was that crossroads, right? Yeah.
We're either going to do this or not.
Yeah. You went all in. I think we went up to 120 a day. We started instantly seeing a huge improvement in quality.
Oh yeah. It was like they were ready to sign up when they walked in. So they would come, Charlotte would tell me, hey, we had 5 intros come in. We signed up 4 of them. It was like they were already made a decision before they walked in. It was, I don't know. Again, that's why I pay you. That's why I pay you the big bucks. It was like the ads or the marketing has shifted to a different demographic that was like ready to pull trigger. It wasn't the licky loos like, hey, what do you mean this isn't free? You know?
Well, we talked about it a little bit today, but it's like you're beating your competition. So how many people do you have in, a 5 to 8 mile radius around you that you're competing against? How much are they spending? Well, if you're spending more than them, you're going to be prioritized by the algorithm. And with this new Andromeda update, that's really important.
Yeah.
And so what happened is when you started spending that much, Facebook, they want that. Of course, they want you to keep spending that.
Yeah.
So they're going to get the highest quality people you can. And the way we structured the campaign, we have a really low ask on the front end with a wait list. They're not committing to anything. They're just interested. They're raising their hand and saying, hey, I'd like to learn more.
And that was beautiful when you get those phone calls. Yeah, I'll be on the wait list. Okay, cool. Can you come to class tonight? They're like, wait, what?
Come right out. Yeah. And the booking rate, I mean, I remember Charlotte also saying we went from like having to hammer the phones with leads to people are self-booking. Because what did we do with that wait list? And this is, for anybody watching this is the fun psychology piece that is really cool when you structure a campaign like this. We had our wait list. So it's very low ask. It's like you're not committing to anything, but you're basically just saying, hey, I'm interested. Let me know what the details are when you guys are, opening your doors to new students. When they opt in, it's like, hey, we have classes running right now. Do you want to just come in and try a class? They can book the class. We have that funnel set up so they get to pick what class they want. So when they want to do it, they're shopping at that point. Yeah. And that's the shift a lot of people haven't made yet is, and we were talking about this earlier too, from 2019 when there was 41,000 health clubs in the country to 2026 where it's estimated we're like 113,000.
Crazy.
People have more options. So they're shopping. And you know this in your area. There's jiu-jitsu schools everywhere.
Yeah.
And so when you give them the experience where they get to make those choices, now they went from, I'm going to get hit up with them trying to sell me something to, I'll join the wait list and see what it is. Yeah. And it's like, hey, you want to just try a class? Yeah. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. They click the button, check it out. And then it's, I could do this class. Well, my schedule works with that. Yeah. They work themselves through the funnel. And then your guys is like the follow-up appointment reminders is very just like encouraging and optimistic. And hey, we're excited to have you.
Yeah. Bring your water. Have fun.
And then you've got Charlotte and Marcus in there. They're like ready to go. Man, they're so much fun. So it's like kind of the perfect structure of you bring people up instead of like hard ask in the beginning, like, hey, sign up.
It worked really well. So the way that we have that set up is we have 2 spots open in each class reserved for intros for new people just coming to take class. Yeah. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 evening classes, depending on age, sex, the whatever, ladies class, toddler class, whatever. There were days when, sorry, we don't have a class that day. all of them are booked. And it was it was a very regular basis in January and early February where those classes were all booked. And I'm like, what do we do? We can't just,
yeah.
I mean, horrible problem to have, but
right.
All of our intro classes are booked.
We had the first slower week for booking, I think last week.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, let's just run an offer to the list.
Yeah.
And I think within 5 minutes, you emailed me back. You're like, dude, we're already in appointment.
Yep.
Everybody.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is the appointment slowed down, but the quality didn't. Charlotte signed up 6 the other day, and like, oh, it was like an hour or something like that. She's like, hey, I just signed somebody up. A teen showed up for class. They signed up. Oh, this family just came in. They just signed up. And oh, this. I'm like, you just signed up 6. We never know that before. That's crazy.
6 in one day.
In one afternoon.
One afternoon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lead quality is just insane.
And this is what's crazy. For the people watching this that own a gym that are so worried about cost per lead, your cost per lead is really high.
Yeah.
Your cost per lead is really high.
Yeah.
So what do we talk about? We talked about what's the important number, your cost to acquire a customer.
Yeah.
And as soon as you like understood that piece, you're like, invest, let's spend spend more money on it. Your cost to acquire a customer right now, what do we figure? Like $100 to $120?
That's pretty high. Yeah.
And you're getting somebody who's worth at least $1,000 to you?
Plus. Yeah. I mean,
$1 in and $10 out. Now, the hard part is, and I don't discount this because it's a struggle.
Yeah.
The hard part is seeing in that as an investment because it takes a while for you to recoup that investment.
Yeah.
But you're recouping it basically by month 2, you're starting to be profitable with a member.
Month 2 was a huge increase in profit. And when I say profit, let me rephrase that. I went from, crap, I think I'm going to have enough to pay Marcus to Charlotte this month without having to pull it out of my savings, to, here's your money, take your money. And I have to worry about, am I going to have enough money in the account for their check coming out, right?
I mean, it's definitely
freaking freeing. And so like we talked about, this month I should be pulling that first paycheck. And it's been a long 3 years. I'm just saying. It's been, and didn't have that expectation, but if I would have started this, it just dumping that money in from that initial marketing, this could have been happening month 6. It really could have been. And we have a great jiu-jitsu community in Spokane. You go to tournaments and everybody's cheering each other on, and you win, you lose, whatever, but it's still a good time, and people are friendly and kind, and it's an awesome community to be a part of. But it could have grown so much faster. And, there's a lot of choices out there, but when you're giving a good quality product for a fair price, which I absolutely believe we are, I know we are.
Yes.
The
proof's in the pudding.
Oh yeah. 99 5-star reviews and just, I don't feel like I'm taking advantage of people. Like, I know that we are giving them a great product for a great price. I mean, when somebody can come to 15 classes a week for the same price as if they come to 1, it's as good of a deal as they want it to be,
Yeah.
And our gear is top quality. And being able to market to that, and knowing that I can sleep at night, knowing that I'm helping people's lives. I'm helping kids feel good, better about themselves. I may have just stopped a kid getting bullied, just by having the school open, and their parents responding to that marketing may have just stopped something. Or maybe the kid on the spectrum who's having a hard time just sitting still in class, maybe he'll sit still for 5 more minutes because he remembers professor saying, hey, if you want to be on that competition team, you got to work hard. I don't know. It makes me feel good, a little bit good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
A little selfish there, but whatever.
I mean, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, but you've got a lot of irons in the fire. You got some other business stuff.
Yeah.
Which business opportunity do you feel the most fulfilled in?
Oh, I love this one the most.
Okay.
We own and operate some recovery homes. So men getting out of prison, looking for that second chance, they need a place to live. I help them hopefully find jobs, help them to try to stay clean, just try to get the best foot forward, save up some money to move on with life and hopefully not offend again, right?
Yeah.
I love doing that, but I feel like that a lot of that is burned effort. We do help a lot of people there. We do. And And I love that we are helping that community.
When you say burned effort, do you mean like it's one of those situations?
I work harder on that than I do the jiu-jitsu school.
In the sense of like, you can only help someone so much that before they have to like help themselves kind of.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I can't not do drugs for them.
Yeah.
Hey, low bar here. Don't do meth.
Yeah.
And so, I'm sorry, I hope I don't offend anybody here, but it's that's the community that I do have a heart for, because I was an Ada County deputy in the jail, and I'd see these guys in jail, and I'd have long conversations while we're just sitting there by the hour and talking to them. Hey, dude, what's it look like on the outside? Well, my dad's in cell block next door, and my grandpa just got released.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he's got a place I can stay at, and so it's a hard battle for them to begin with. Just a lot of them, that's their lifestyle. That's what they grew up in. That's what they know. And
it's an eye opener when you see it up close, right? Growing up, my oldest sister got part of like a ministry thing in Spokane where on Christmas we'd go hand out backpacks of clothes and food to the homeless. And like the situations you'd see on Christmas Day, downtown Spokane, it was just
absolutely. And that's funny you say that. Is when I turned 16, my dad was a pastor, and part of me being able to get my license was I'd have to take the van and go to the mission and pick up anybody who wanted to come to church. And the hook there was, if you come to church, you get donuts and coffee before church, and if you stay, you get potluck after church. And so I drive the van down to the mission every Sunday morning, pick them up, come back, and then after potluck, I drive back to the mission. And so I think I was kind of raised with that kind of mentality is, hey, let's help people who need help. But with those houses, sometimes it can be pretty frustrating when you're trying hard to help them and give them a good, clean, safe place to live. And sometimes it feels like hey, you know what? I'm going to party as much as I can until I get hooked up on my next ride. And that's kind of a lot of times we see that. And that's hard. And especially then when you look at the room right next to him and you got a guy that's like, man, I just worked 8 hours at Jack in the Box, and I'm going to go to my night job at the.
He's trying to get.
Yeah, he's trying, but now you got the dude over here who's not partying. And so hey, jiu-jitsu is just it's way more fulfilling, and just knowing that you're making a difference there, and you can see it. You can see it instantly when somebody just gets done with a roll and they just did a cool choke and they stand up and they're like, oh. They see that fire in their eyes. I love that.
People don't understand it. I think I was trying to explain this to, I've tried to explain it to several people. I think it was one of my brother-in-laws. I was trying to explain, like, people don't realize it's almost like a high. The first time you are the one that taps somebody out and they submit. Yeah. There's like this confidence that you just don't get from anything else. And the coolest part about it is, you can do that with jiu-jitsu. You can do that over and over and over and over again. And your risk of injury is so much lower than like Brayson, who's, he's here, he does CrossFit Goss. Like, those are hard things to simulate sometimes when a gun's thrown in your face or an ice cold. They have to do the best they can with what they've got there in training. But like with jiu-jitsu, you get choked, you turn around, you do it again.
It's so good for the bully situation because, my son was bullied and he took the kid down, choked him out. Yeah. They both got up. They both walked away. There was no black eyes. Everybody had their throats. Yep. There was no real damage done except an ego. And my daughter, she's a beast. So she was actually working at the school I was training at because she just fell in love with the sport so much. And
the one in Garrett School?
Yeah, Garrett School. She was working there. She was the front desk girl so she would do the front desk sign up thing, whatever, answer the questions, and then she'd run back, put her gi on, and go get on the mats. And
nice.
She got her blue belt recently as well, and her confidence is, so she was the girl that, raise my heart rate. Ew, sweat. That's so gross.
The girly girl that didn't want to break a nail.
Exactly. Yeah. So one of her, I God bless this little girl that talked to my daughter. She's like, the girl who told my daughter, I want to try out for the basketball team. I'm so scared. I don't, would you do it with me? And Brooke has never touched a basketball, but she did it. Right. And this coach was placed there for a reason. I called him. I actually know him. And I was like, hey, she's having a hard time. She's thinking about not coming back to second practice because she was that mad. Like, she never dribbled a basketball. And he's like, don't let her quit. I just need her for a month and she'll be entirely different. And so I told her, I said, go talk to coach. You're having these feelings, go talk to coach.
Yeah.
So she did. And he talked her into just give me a week. And then the next week, just give me a week. And then she was like, sports are kind of cool. And Nate started playing or doing jiu-jitsu, and she would come bring her schoolwork to sit at the table and do her homework while Nate's training. And she looked at me one day and said, Dad, can I try it? I was like, yes. So I went and got her a G, and she tried it, and I finished the class. Like, you did pretty good. What do you think? She's like, I don't know. I have to think about it. All right. About a week later, she's like, Dad, can I try again? Yeah, you can. Yeah. And then there is nothing more satisfying than watching your teenage daughter take down a grown man and tapping him out, making this dude choke. And he's saying, I submit to you, little girl. Oh my goodness. There's nothing better. There's better.
A slightly different context, but kind of a funny story that we should have my dad share. Of course, he seemed like UFC and stuff like that at this point. This is a long time ago. We went to Gresham, Oregon. I was doing a seminar with Pedro Sauer. I was training in Lewis and Clarkson at the time.
Oh, fun.
And went down with the group that I was with. And my dad and mom actually drove down with me. We got a hotel and we do stuff like that. But he walked in, I think it was the end of day one, and there's a ton of people on the mat. It's a huge group. And it was like a husband and wife that were partnered up, and she's like choking out her husband. And my dad's like, what did I just walk into? What is my son doing? Anyway, I'll have him share that story with you. It's funny.
Well, sports like this is just good for families. And I mean, you look at the world today, and most families are sitting at the dinner table and they're all on their phones. And in my family, you got to have your head on a swivel because somebody's getting choked. And what's for breakfast? Joke. And that's the joke in our family. I'll walk up and I'll try to sneak behind my daughter she's like, nope, not today.
Head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Was it cool if I asked you some questions selfishly?
Sure.
So this is the first event I ran personally. I've spoke at a handful. I've attended, I don't know how many over the last 10 years. I'd love your, this is being recorded, but I'd love your feedback. And day one, we got 2 more days to go. What have been, one, what did you expect? And 2, what was the experience been like so far?
So anything like this that I've been a part of in the past has been absolute mind-numbing pain.
What do you mean by that?
All the recovery homes, they do these kind of seminars, and and some of them are required for state funding kind of stuff, or I should say required, expected. So you'll go sit in those, and it's just like, oh my goodness, please God, just end me now. And seminars or meetings or whatever you want to call them in the military.
Oh gosh,
I
can imagine. I didn't serve, but
it's painful. And so I was like, oh goodness. And so out of respect for you, I was like, yes, I'd be more than happy to come to your seminar. We're so excited. And on the inside, I was dying a little bit.
Okay.
So I was not looking forward to this. I'm not going to lie. I was not looking forward to this at all.
Okay.
But I will tell you, I'm so glad I came. I texted my wife hour 1 and said, I am so glad I came. And she's like, well, I thought you didn't want to be there. I was like, I didn't, but I'm actually getting something out of it already. And just sat down and started talking. And so you'd sent that email saying, don't try to take in everything, but one thing. I got that one thing in about 20 minutes of being here. And so that saved me probably $2,000 a month with that one thing right now. So when I leave here, not tonight, but when I leave this seminar, I'm going home and I'm making that change. And I will probably save $2,000 a month just from that one thing. I'm stoked. And so you said one thing, I've already got 3. So I'll save those 3 for later. We'll talk about them later. But so I am absolutely thrilled with this seminar. Next year's in Florida, I guess. I'm voting for Pensacola, by the way. So
that's kind of where the house that I have connected with this. In that area anyway. I don't think it's in Pensacola, but okay. Well, we've got 2 more days to go. There's a lot more to absorb, obviously. But if there was one thing that you would want to get out of this whole thing, what is the one thing that if if you got that this weekend and only that, it would be a win?
It's already a win for me. So, I mean, I already had that one thing. I mean, so it was a tax issue that I was having, and we just were casually talking. And one of the other guys that was in here was like, oh, I got an answer for that. And he literally texted me a picture with a link, and that solved my problem. And so
you get to send that to the accountant and be like, I told you.
Yes, 1,000% yes, because
right.
it you know, that right there was huge for me. I love I'm really excited about the interviewing thing with the
dream member protocol.
The dream member.
Yeah.
Talking today about who's your dream client, your dream student, and just thinking about that and who that person is and how we can market specifically to them.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. And I think very interesting, because if I had 100 of those, that mailbox money would be slamming.
Yeah.
That'd be huge.
It's a different game when you identify exactly the type of person. And
it wasn't who I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be the young buck that wanted to compete and go to all the tournaments, and that guy. I thought it was going to be the 20-year-old.
Those are the most
flaky.
Yeah, they are really, right? They're the people that as soon as they change jobs or something because they're not stage of life.
I get married. You quit? What? Have babies? You quit?
That you should be trained because of that. Yeah.
Put them on the mat. Let them roll on the mat. It's cool.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. No, I think, everything, we've got a lot more to go, but everything that was kind of put together was like, the whole premise is, how can you guys dominate in your markets next 3 to 5 years? Mm-hmm. I truly believe that's going to be one of the biggest drivers for everybody, is getting super specific. Mm-hmm. We can't be broad anymore in our marketing. Cool. But it's not coupled with what we're going to go over tomorrow. It's like,
I'm excited.
It's going to be fun, man.
I literally was last time staying in the RV park. That windstorm was awesome, by the way.
Yeah. And, I'm glad.
My RV was doing this the whole night, just rocking me to sleep. It was great. Best sleep I've had in a while. And I was just thinking, I got to get up and go to that. I'll have fun until then. I'll go to the gym on base, and then I'll go get some breakfast, and I'll go sit in that. And now I'm like, I can't wait for tomorrow. What are we going to learn tomorrow?
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think we could probably end it here. Is there anything else that you want to share? Anything else?
That's it.
For anybody who's in the Spokane area, they're wanting to train jiu-jitsu, Renzo Gracie Spokane Valley.
Yep,
go check it out.
Yeah.
Yep. And
SpokaneValleyJiu-Jitsu.com.
Yep. Is it Spokane Valley JJ?
JJ, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know it better than me.
Well, I worked on it for quite a while. Yeah. Dude, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have fun.
Cool.
All right. Hey, that was better than I thought it would be.
Dude, you should do podcasts more often. You're natural.
Oh, I appreciate that. I was just trying to not suck.